There goes Tokoyami Spotlight. Maybe next time. You know what this arc remind me of? Hideout Ray arc. Does that mean it's a good thing? More or less, it's almost like the editor told Kohi, hey, that arc was awesome. Think you could do it again? Thus, we have this arc, now with Endeavor against High-End, that was pushed to be worse than Kamino Incident. All I saw was a discount version, but the cliffhanger stole the show. Hawks didn't receive a fatal blow to the eye, it only broke his glasses partially, but his eyes are fine. It's a shame that he only amounts to support and not much else, especially all of his feathers are depleted. Most of the chapter consists Endeavor delivering the finishing blow on High-End, like what I expected. However, it stretches out longer because it wasn't going to go down with so many quirks, especially regeneration ability in his arsenal. Basically, Endeavor goes into high gear to make sure his attack will defeat it. It takes a long time to deliver the end, since he goes on about High-End's capabilities and striving to win. It's similar to All Might's monologue back at Hideout Radar, but not as captivating. All Might left fans feeling fear, as well as sympathy for his struggle to win, with a chance of costing his life. Also, the monologue was nicely written, with his backstory and energy behind it. It's why I was behind it all the way. I didn't feel much here, with one exception. I understand not everything has to be the same story, but a similar caliber can be done. One of the problems I have is High-End come and went pretty fast. There's no build towards this horrific clash. I don't mind an arc going by fast, but this is too fast with a backstory that needed to take time. So I was left thinking, whoa, that was fast. Maybe Endeavor would lose or High-End would escape for a bigger conflict. I didn't like how they tried to push too hard on selling it to be worse than the last best known arc. It's as if Kohi is saying, I acknowledge that arc was incredible, so allow me to give someone my beer to make it greater. It would have been fine if it's just another crisis on the loose and then some. I get that it's selling the fact that world without number one hero equal panic, but it doesn't seem like it's pushing to correct that thought, rather acknowledge it. Anyway, it's a good idea to push towards to the sky to go all out with flame to avoid any citizens. The reporter continues to sell like entering the climax with everyone staring at the sky. That way, camera or not, they can watch him succeed. I find it forced for Endeavor to state that High-End is just like him when it comes to power. Sure, they were power hungry, but this ended up being the case at the end. It's similar to that random romance from the Avenger 2 movie about monsters. I guess the idea is to draw a connection and make the fight look epic. The final attack does confirm, in my opinion, that Endeavor is basically a changed man. What way to show it is by naming your attack plus Ultra Prominence Burn. The marketing must be really strong to input that phrase. Still, I do like how he pulled it off. Endeavor and High-End fall as everyone is in awe. Endeavor wakes up from the last man standing bout, and so he declared victory. There goes another one and done character. But then again, the chance of more mortified Nomu is high. Endeavor is cheered like he became a millionaire. I knew that this arc was his rising star, but fans didn't think that would be the case. I do agree that it dealt his background pretty fast, especially seeing how his family reacted like they loved him. True, it's hard to break family blood bond, but I felt this arc should have been a bridge to Endeavor's rise rather than the climax. I have heard fans are outraged with Kohi dealing with him and his wife's dilemma, alas SJW talk. But that's not my concern. I'm only addressing the timing and execution. I'm not that type of person. High-End is another case of introduced and defeated within the same arc. It's strange since comic book universe tends to hype up the villain and keep them around as long as possible with death. It's been since All for One that left me a good impression, and even he was quickly dealt with. I wonder if having two different arcs battle is taboo for a villain. The one exception that I did like out of this is Shoto, mainly because I care about his character. He was clearly highlighted strongly with the magnitude of the paneling. Also, there's a small gapping bridge back when Endeavor was trying to congratulate him for passing the makeup exam. I can buy into his reaction and fear. When Endeavor won, Shoto had a sign of relief of his lifetime, as not much happens here. It's mainly due to the use of panels for the visual effects. It is pretty good, even if I don't buy into the tension it was selling. There are some panels that I couldn't understand because of the mesh of black coloring between the two, as well as the lighting. It's difficult to tell what's wrapped around or not. When it comes to the impact, however, it shines brightly with damn good visuals of Endeavor's attack. Not to mention, the winning pose does make him look cool. While it is mainly a repeat from the Hideout Raid arc with lighter content, the cliffhanger is where it steals the show. Before Endeavor and Hawks can call it done, there is one more villain that stops by for a visit. It's Dabi, looking cool in the end page panel. I've recalled a theory about him being a son of the Todoroki family, whether he's a bastard or abandoned child. It looks like it might come true. Honestly, it's not so hard to guess. The quirk alone was a giveaway. Still, it will feel good to get the confirmation. It's about time for a long-term buildup of interest for his world. It needs some, since I don't know what my driving force is after All for One. Yeah, there is a League of Villains, but it's taking its time in the background. With Dabi around, it can increase the interest behind his character. Granted, he hasn't done much and his clone did lose, but his push is safe for now. Does that mean his first real battle will have him lose? Overall, despite my complaints to the arc as a whole, I enjoyed this chapter for its really good visual. The premise is simple, and that is to defeat High-End for good. Endeavor ended cool, no pun intended, and Shoto's reaction compelled me. Dabi arriving to the scene brought the interest to the arc. I don't know if it means it will go on longer, but a message or action is good enough to leave an impact. I assume Kohi ended a subplot of redemption to step into another one with Dabi. The flame isn't out yet. It's only coming from another place. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. Next to the traitor theory, we got this one coming to the light. And perhaps we will get the confirmation in the next chapter. Hopefully he doesn't dance around, especially if it is obvious. If it is obvious and he continues to stall the inevitable, then it would just look rubbish in the end. Still, I do believe the next chapter is the best time to confirm something that relates to Dabi and the Todoroki family. Whether if it's a lost brother or something else in mind, what do you think his identity will be? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.